Ciao, welcome to BitSpot. I'm Marco, and in this video I want to discuss some utility plugins which are not the most exciting to use, but when you have some problems like mid-side encoding or phase alignment, etc., you really want to know about these Swiss knives. So let's talk about them. The first one is an Ableton Max for Live device. So it's a phase rotator. It's really simple. When you want to rotate the phase of your kick drum or your bass by 30, 60, 90 degrees, whatever intermediate value between 0 and 180, you want to use something like this. And just like this, we have this X42 phase rotate, which does the same thing, and it's a lifesaver. Then we have a more advanced tool, which I personally use. This is really great. I can't recommend it enough. It's also free. So we have the MFreeFormPhase by Melda Audio, and you can adjust the phase of whatever frequency. So you are not rotating the whole sound, but you can just rotate the subs or the lows, the low mids, whatever. You can really be surgical with this. It's really great. Here we have a Stereo Helper by Press Play, which is a mid-side encoder, stereo imager. So it's in this list because it has the mid-side encoding, the left-right. You can generally do something like this with a utility plugin like the Ableton utility plugin, but this one is really accurate, so it's nice to have. The same thing can be done with the brainworx BX solo. So this is really straightforward. You can flip the left and right channel, you can solo the left or right, and you can solo the mid or the side signal, and you can also kind of narrow the whole thing or widen it. Then we have the utility by TheZhe on this website, Coffee. So this allows you to mix the dry and wet signal, and basically, as stated here, you have two inputs, one main, the wet input, and an aux, the dry input that you have to connect before another effect. And it basically allows you to mix between a dry and wet signal, and this is great if you're not using Ableton or whatever DAW, like also Bitwig, that doesn't have the rack system or like the patcher system in FL Studio. So you have to find a way to make some complex dry wet setups for your chains of effects, whatever. This can be the solution for you. Then we have the Split by TheZhe, and it's a free multimode signal splitter, and as stated here, the splits a signal into two complementary outputs via 4 modes. So we have center and sides, so we have a mid and side algorithm to split the signal, we have a low and high, then we have attack and sustain, so it's basically a transient splitter. Then we have loud and soft, which is basically a gate, so you can isolate the louder signals or the quieter ones, and this is great because it's nice to have something like this. Then we have HOFA ProjectTime. So this is great. It's not actually a free plugin. This is a paid plugin, but it has a free version with fewer functionalities. So the full version is more intelligent at tracking the really active time on your DAW. So if you are not doing anything after a safe time span, it blocks, it doesn't record the time, and as soon as you become active again, it starts tracking the whole stuff. And that can be like something you have to go to the bathroom, so you can't stop the plugin, or you have to go open the door to Amazon or whatever delivery service. If you want to use the free version, it can be quite misleading if you're not willing to pay attention to when you start and stop it. But then we have EveryTrim by Airwindows. So this is really simple. You can isolate the left or the right signal, the mid or the side signal, and so that's basically it. It's something I generally use when I want to like solo the mid or the side, because I like the fact that it doesn't have a GUI. So as an Ableton user, it's like using an Ableton plugin with those faders in the insert window, and I like it. It's simple. Then we have Monitoring3, always by Airwindows, and it's great because you can monitor your track from different systems. So we have this guitar loop, and let's see. So I love this one because it's really simple. It's fader. You don't really need a complex or fancy GUI to do this. You just read whatever you're listening through and do your considerations, do your checks. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. You can find the blog article with all the links to these plugins in the description down below, and see you next one.